Hello. All right. You know what time it is? Late Night Owl Podcast, 11th episode. You guys there? What's up?
Uh,
All right. Tim, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. All right. Cool. Can you? Is it just me? Can you raise your mic volume a little bit? I think it got lower.
It's not in the right spot.
Let's see if I could just.
Alright, so cool.
All right. I raised your volume. I think you're good. All right. So last week, was it last week? Last week we did a live cast. Well, not really a live cast since it wasn't live, but we did we went out. We were not introverts for once. How's that open concept where we're just like outside? How'd you guys feel?
um, Feel weird, kind of weird, I would say.
Yeah, it was different, right? Like I
Definitely different.
yeah, I rewatched some of the stuff and I realized that some of the questions that I answered wasn't really answering the questions. So I was like, my head must have been like somewhere else. It was like weird. Definitely sounded just like what an introvert would sound like. uh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys are into those kind of stuff, but um, I'm debating if we should do more of the outside stuff. It doesn't have to be like like a T station because we technically didn't even need Wi-Fi. So we could do it outside, like maybe once in a while, or if you guys are just good staying home and doing it in front of your computer, that's cool too. What do you guys think?
Well,
I
I feel
mean,
like we
it's
should go
definitely.
to
Wait, what?
somewhere interesting.
Mm,
Oh,
maybe
wait.
that could be like
Like
a
maybe
point
go
of the
to
podcast.
like maybe go to Anime Expo, something like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Oh yeah, shit. What is it, like April or something?
No, it's in July,
Oh,
first
damn.
week.
All right. Well, I think we have to, right? That's just we have to go to Anime Expo since we do a lot of anime. So
yeah. Yeah, that's what we
that
do.
would make sense, yeah. Uh, do you guys have like a camera or something, like a legit camera, or recording? What is that? Like a filming device?
No, I have a legit camera, but I don't have a legit video camera.
Oh, there you go, video camera. Oh shit. All right. Well,
I mean, I do, but the battery it only lasts like I think like 30 minutes or an hour.
oh shit.
Yeah, because it's the default one that comes with it's those handheld cameras, but people don't use that anymore. They actually use the DSLR, like the actual camera that takes pictures. Like they'll carry that around with them.
Oh
To
shit.
record video.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they can like take pictures as well. It's like a two-in-one now.
Oh
That's why you don't
shit.
see a lot of video cameras anymore. Like those old school one where you have
the
like
camcorder.
camcorders. You don't see those anymore.
Wait,
I didn't know that.
have you guys seen anyone with like a camcorder at those convention centers?
No, I I mean I see them like one or two, and I see those like the pro legit one.
Uh,
They're like a bazooka.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I see those. I have a camcorder though.
I feel like you need special, not a license, but some sort of pass or something in order to bring those in, don't you?
No,
That might be true. Huh?
I don't think so.
I don't know, because I know that the people who take the modeling cosplayers stuff like that, they have like their certain what's it called, like filming license or something like that.
Oh, but that's because they need to go into like certain areas, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay, okay. Well, if that's the case, I'll ball out and buy one.
Are you gonna go all 4 days?
No.
That's
Well,
too much.
I can't take off that many days off work, so probably like 2 days, maybe a Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. Wait, what? How long is it? Is it like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? I know last time it was like Friday to Monday, right?
No, it's July 4th. I know it starts on July 4th. That's all I know.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 4 days, so it should end. See, let me bring up the calendar. So July 4th is on a Thursday. So then you have the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. Yeah, so you can go on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Or we could pass the camera around for whoever can't make it on certain days and can make it on certain days.
Yeah. I mean, my cousin's going. Sang is going.
But
My coworkers are going.
I think we have to make like what is it called? Business cards. There's some business cards they give you like 100 with like your theme or whatever for like $5 or something. I think that's what it was. It was pretty cheap, but it's like not good quality material, you know.
I mean, does the job, right? You're just
Yeah,
trying to get
yeah,
the word out.
yeah. Just trying to get the podcast out.
I
For
mean,
those-
we should probably do like the really nice one where it's like $20, but you only get like 100. But
Yeah,
then
that's true.
it'll be really nice.
okay. Well, we're gonna have to brainstorm our logo. Unless you want to put MS Paint owl. So I was talking to like some of the designers, and they're saying just for like a logo, they'll pay or I have to pay $1,000 for a logo, and I'm like, what? Fuck that! I'll fucking MS Paint this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super expensive.
I mean,
Especially-
I have Adobe Illustrator. but
Oh yeah. But I don't know, man. It's tedious and it takes a while. It needs a touch of someone that's not too busy.
And
Yeah.
you have to be artistic too.
Oh, yeah.
Artistic.
Yeah.
Or autistic.
What's it called?
Autistic in the right ways.
Yeah, you put all your stats into logo making.
Would that be intelligence and dexterity?
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, the ticket is like $65
Oh wait, for the what?
for one day.
Ugh, $65. Shit's so expensive. It's not even. I don't know. It's not even worth it, man.
Plus tax, maybe.
No, they do. They don't they do those deals where it's like if you go 4 days.
It's 117 for 4 day.
I think it's even if I don't go like the other 2 days, that's still worth it to go 2 days. You know, yeah. It sucks, but
Yeah, we should have bought it like way back when it was cheap, because it gets more expensive as you get closer.
oh shit, I didn't even know that. Okay.
People actually buy it a year ahead.
I feel like Anime Expo is dying though. There's not many people, or as much people that goes there anymore compared to
Depends
before.
on what you mean by dying, right?
Like
Ah,
I don't know. I feel like there was more people 2 years ago than I went like last year. I feel like everyone was more into the after parties.
I mean, it's true. Like Anime Expo has been way more about buying stuff than when I first went.
Yeah. But then again, I don't really go to the top floor. I always go to like the artists gallery or
Oh, artist gallery, yeah.
yeah. I always go down there. but I think the
We
one
should just open. We should just open our own artist alley, since so we can make some money.
with what? Like we don't even have any artwork. Just a picture of the MS Paint owl.
Uh,
It's like we got it by 3x4s and 4x4s. And oh man, it's fucking hilarious.
I don't know, man. I see a lot of stuff there, and I'm like, dang, I can do better.
Yeah, definitely. There's like people who just they print out a paper, like a small paper, and then they make the keychain. What's it called? The plastic
Yeah,
thingy, and then they just snap it in. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is $5? Jesus.
What's the like curation like for this? Like they just let anyone do it, or just
yeah. You just like, yeah. Then you have to pay money to have your own
Booth.
thing.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and then also you have to apply for it or something like way beforehand, and
I
then
think
show
so.
like a certain amount of work that you've done.
I don't know about that.
Because you
You
can't
might need a selling license.
really.
That's all.
I mean, I don't know. We're just talking out our ass.
I don't know. One of my friend does the artist alley thing. I
Mhm.
can ask her,
Okay.
and she goes like every year.
I feel like you can't. Wait, was there like lewd stuff like nude or what was it called? Anime hentai or ecchi stuff? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. There is.
Oh, there is. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say you can't have that kind of stuff, but never mind.
I
Okay.
mean, you just put like a post-it on it.
Or the
Oh, you
blur
just do
thingy.
some, just do a little bit of censoring, and it's good.
Yeah, yeah. So like little kids don't freak out.
Uh, oh, I don't know if you guys went last year, but there was a really famous. Uh, what's the guy on guy for in Japanese? Yaoi or Yuri or which one was it?
The guy,
Which one?
Yeah,
Yaoi,
guy on guy is
Yeah, yeah.
Yaoi. Oh yeah. So there's like a really famous Yaoi artist there, and dude, there was a line, like a bunch of girls, and I was just like amazed how there's girls out there that actually reads those kind of stuff or his work because he's done like one shots and stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you never know how popular something is now. Everything's online. You never
yeah.
know.
You'll never know.
Yeah, I didn't want to sound sexist, but I didn't think there'll be a lot of girls.
What do you mean?
I
Yaoi
mean, it's all girls.
is
Yeah,
like it's like the
that's the
thing girls read.
No, I mean,
that's the audience.
yeah. Well, I didn't even know they would have that yaoi stuff there. Like I thought it'd be just like anime girls and a bunch of dudes and chicks that's into having their own waifu or buying it or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, they probably encourage it. It draws in the girls, and then you get the rest of them, right?
yeah,
That's how it works.
yeah. Like
Debated.
you already have guys, and then you just get the rest of the guys.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
You're like,
That's how
oh,
you do it.
guys that want to buy stuff, and then guys that likes girls that wants to buy stuff.
Yep.
And then there's also the sellers that's like a model too, or like they do what is it called? Instagram modeling.
Cosplay.
Yeah, that
What about it?
it's like no. They do like those stuff on the side, but they mainly do the what's it called? The manga drawing and stuff like that. But they're not that great. But the fans go there just to support her in general.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's not fair, man.
I mean, like art is subjective in a way. So then, like if you have a connection with something, like, and you're really, I guess you're really like, it like speaks to you or something,
Mm.
then, Because like a lot of like modern art, right? It looks really. It's like something you can make a copy of.
Mm.
But then once you see it for the first time, you're like, wow, I never thought of it that way. And then you pay $2,000 for four dots of sand on white paper.
Have you guys heard of? I think it was on the news where some dude painted a naked kid, and like a pedophile or someone like bought that shit for like $1,000,000 or even more. It was like, how much was it? Like 5 million or something like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen that or heard of that?
No, I don't want to see that.
Dude, that was so yeah. They're debating if you should like take that down because the good part is there was no model for the picture. It was just like the artist just drew it, but the person who bought it, it was like a pedophile or something. So, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what there is to discuss about this topic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just thought, bring it up since we're in art.
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
Move on.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We just got through our intro. Yeah. So starting from this episode 11, I'm gonna butcher our creative story. It's gonna be anime or manga or doujinshi that we or one of us wants to watch or recommend, or you just heard of it and you want to check it out or whatever. So let me tell you guys how it's gonna work. So I watched this anime. It's called Guilty Crown. It came out in 2 mangas, published by ASC2, MediaWorks, and Square Enix. It was also a light novel published by the Nitro Plus. Now, the one I liked is the TV series. It was made October 13 of 2011, which was a while back. But it's about a high school boy named Shu Oma, who gets the ability called the Power of the King, which enables him to draw out items from the void or from other people, and then he, fights out all these conflicts or whatever. But these conflicts are from the government called the GHQ, and then the resistance of that called the Funeral Parlor. So in the process of using his ability, I don't know if I just said that, but it's a burden on his body as well because it's like such a strong ability. But this is a really nice anime for people who, if you don't have time, you could also listen to the amazing OST, in parentheses, soundtrack by Aimer. It's a really nice anime. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to share. And this will be the new corner, I guess. It's like a sharing kind of corner. Just so that Tim and Set knows as well. Got it, guys?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So, what you guys have you guys seen Guilty Crown?
I saw the first 2 episodes when it was coming out. I kind of like lost track of it.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad at upcoming anime.
Oh, okay. Did you think it was like too boring, or you just couldn't get
I
into
thought
it?
the premise was interesting. I just like lost track of it, Like other stuff comes out and you try to watch that stuff and then you like forget about one series.
Mm. Okay. Well, I know you guys. What about you, Seth? Have you seen Guilty Crown or heard of it?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, you have seen it?
Yeah,
I
I,
am.
I like it.
I
I
am
mean,
fucking surprised.
well, it's pretty recent, right? It's not
Yeah,
that old,
it's
so
not a classic.
Yeah,
it's not a classic,
2011.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've seen that. I didn't like the second season,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. They try
I
to.
liked the first season.
Yeah, definitely. And then you both know the OST, right? What do you guys think? Like the
Yeah, the OST
Aimer?
was good.
Yeah. Like it's good to just listen to it while you're driving or, you know, in front of your computer or whatever, just trying to chill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty. We all know about Aimer here. We've talked to her about her like
Before, yeah.
about 4 times. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Did you guys get the gist of how this new corner works?
Yeah, I like it. I definitely think it's a lot easier to
Just,
think of topics and just like go with it than the other one.
yeah, yeah.
Writing a story is kind of hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's it for that corner. So if the viewers or listeners wants to get into, or not into, but want to join in, you want to give out share your anime that you want us to talk about, uh, the email is going to be latenighteowl.pc@gmail.com. Just message us what the anime is and you like us to share it. And yeah. So next last notice, I guess, is the manga anime Doujin that's came out and is brand new. And the one I picked is One Piece Stampede movie. It's the 14th One Piece movie that's coming out August 9th of this year. It's going to be taking place after the Whole Cake Island arc with Luffy and Sanji. They're like helping each other out or something like that. I forgot. I'm not too familiar with the One Piece arc, but apparently it takes after that. But definitely give it a try if you guys are into those long, adventurous kind of anime. Yeah. So yeah, from here on out, it's gonna be free for all. We talk about whatever the fuck we want. You guys got anything? Want to talk about some personal problems?
Are you guys excited for the ReZero second season?
Oh man, totally forgot about that.
Holy shit! Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
way too long.
I've been waiting.
Dude, I have to rewatch one. What was that one with the Subaru?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
with
okay.
with the car.
yeah.
With a what? Car?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
It's fine.
it's a meme. All right, it's cool.
No, but okay. I guess it could. Oh,
It's dumb jokes.
yeah, okay. It's Rem's favorite car.
No idea.
Wait, what?
He's
You remember Rem, the
the
anime?
blue maid chick.
Yeah, her favorite car.
Hmm.
I'm guessing Rem and what's it called? Subaru's the car brand, you know, and I don't know. I don't think it was that funny, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I thought you're adding on like rem as in rim as well. So I don't know. I was like thinking way too much. I was like way over my head.
Yeah. Rim, the third sister nobody knew about.
Yeah, yeah. Or oh, speaking of what's it called? Second season isn't One Punch Man season 2 coming out? I don't know if you guys are into it, but
I thought they already had his second season.
or
Was that
for
not
the
true?
anime version.
Oh,
Yeah. Uh, have you guys seen the anime? I thought it was hilarious, dude.
I read it. I like it. Yeah.
You know, there's like a lot of those manga adaptations for the anime, and they don't. It's not as great. I think like once you read the manga first, and then you go to the anime, it's not the same. You know, it's just like a totally different like story, I guess you could say.
Mm, yeah, I think that happens a lot. I don't know if it's because like when they adapt it, they take some like liberties or they like cut some stuff out. I think most of it is, it was designed to be read as a manga. Like the pace is different when you read a manga, right? It's
Hmm.
slower. You're like looking through the pictures and you read it's definitely way slower.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
certain scenes work a lot better on paper.
Right, and then there's the what's it called? Like how if there's like a nude scene in the manga, they can't show it, you know, because it's live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it sucks on in those terms, but yeah, I don't think it's the same. But when it comes to One Punch Man, I think they did a good job of like recreating the manga itself, so it was really hilarious. I don't think I don't I don't know if they have it on Netflix still, but it was on Netflix for a while. For those of you who wants to watch it, yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
all
good
right.
show. Watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that long either, right? It's like maybe 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I don't I don't fucking know. I'm like so blanked out. Like, okay. Have you guys went to this place called Beard Papa or Bearded Papa? It's like a cream puff bakery.
Wait, what?
It's
What?
the place. It's like totally off topic, but there's this place called Beard Papa,
Huh.
and it's a bakery that's just specifically for cream puffs. So they have like different types of cream puffs.
Oh,
You guys never been there?
no. Never heard of it.
Dude, it's so
Where
bomb.
is this thing?
There's one in Costa Mesa, I believe, and in Torrance
Wait,
and
say that again?
LA. There's one in LA, Torrance, and Costa Mesa.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, it's so bomb. Like I had to go all the way down to the downtown LA, but dude, it was so bomb, so bomb.
Yeah.
It's
It
like
was good. What kind of like flavors do they have?
no, dude, they have everything. It's like the regular one I recommend is the best one. It's like $3 per one, so it's
There's
kind of
one like to the left of your house, but I don't wanna say people might follow you.
my place
Yeah,
in Long Beach.
there's one close by. It's close by. It's 20 min. It's like 15 minutes from your house, 20 minutes from mine.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
I just
because
fucking
my coworker was gonna buy some for one of my friend's birthday today.
oh,
We were talking about it. Just letting you know, so you don't have to drive all the way to LA.
all right. Well, for those of you who doesn't know, I just said Long Beach, all right. But yeah, they have or the original one is the best cream puff, but they have this thing where if you pick the outside, what's it called, the cream, they're not cream, the puff part.
Yeah,
There's like different
the
types, but
pastry.
yeah, the pastry. You could choose the filling between vanilla, cookies and cream, and matcha uh,
Oh,
cream. So you could pretty much like choose your own stuffing, but the pastries, they have like different stuff like creme brulee. There's like a donut version of it with like chocolate and stuff, you know. So it's pretty good.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird when they do these like specialty, like one item only
Yeah,
stores that
yeah, yeah.
only have
It's
like
crazy.
two flavors.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they actually have a pretty good selection.
Yeah. I mean, they do what's it called? They do a nice. I guess for like being open and having so much chain uh shops open, they're doing a real good job for that. So, and I mean, it has to taste good if they're doing so well, right? So, yeah, give it a try. Or just freaking Google beard papas, and then hopefully you'll find one close to you. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. I don't know. I had way too much alcohol in me. I feel disgusted. I don't want to drink anymore.
What's the occasion? It's just like a weekend or what?
Yeah, it was just like, hey, we haven't hung out for a while, so we're gonna go out and drink. I know for sure that my alcohol tolerance dropped a lot, but I know for a fact that I drink way more than I should have. But I just figured out that I shouldn't even be drinking anymore. It's just like be more healthy, you know. For a fact, I know that beer is carbs. They have a lot. It has a lot of carbs, so it shouldn't.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Anything you have to drink is just like free calories.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Oh man, like today I was literally trying to sober up the whole entire day. Like literally the whole entire day. It was disgusting. I did not want to do that ever again. And there's this thing where it's like when you're drunk, you want to like smoke, or if someone offers you smoke, you'd smoke. Like I'm not a smoker, but you know, putting up with peer pressure, you would, or I would. But I want to. I have told myself that I will never drink or smoke starting today.
That's a big commitment.
Yeah, yeah. Be sober. Or actually, I think when it's winter time, putting a little bit of bourbon or whiskey in your coffee is okay. It works though. It heats your body up. So I don't know if you're into those traditional kind of stuff where it's like alcohol is only good in like small consumptions, like a glass of wine and stuff like that. I don't know if it's true, but you never heard of that myth, or not a myth, but that saying where a glass of wine is before bedtime or something is good for you.
Oh, like people have been saying that for a while now. That's just like they're saying like it's helps with cancer. It's got like shoot, I don't remember.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's just like those alcoholics that just say that. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it. It's being funded by somebody who like wants to drink or something.
Yeah. But then if you look at the ingredients, which is grapes, right? Uh, Grapes are healthy. They do have certain types of nutrients that you get from it. I'm not too specific on the exact. I think you guys would be more knowledgeable, right, about the nutrients or something.
I don't think drinking wine before bed does anything. I mean, I guess like alcohol is kind of like a sedative,
It's
Yeah,
a
but
depressant.
they put
but
it.
yeah, but you have to drink very little. Like if you drink like the normal amount, you'll probably not be able to sleep as well and wake up.
Yeah, right. It well, like what's it called? Like cough syrups, right? They have like a small dosage of alcohol in there to help you sleep, I guess.
I mean, it depends on the person too, right? Maybe it works for them. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess you gotta try it out.
Oh, trust me, I tried it out today. It didn't work out.
Like, what about the next day though? Do you feel like you're
Oh,
irritable the next day?
you're dehydrated, for sure, and I don't know. You feel like shit, and then you wake up like midday. I guess it's not even, or not midday, but like half the time than your full hour or full 8 hours of sleep or whatever.
Because it's weird, right? Because alcohol is literally poison, and you're drinking like a little cup of poison when your body is literally want to heal itself,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
what it's doing. So you have this poison in, it's not supposed to digest the poison anymore because you're not really doing digest. You're trying to like, well, you are, but you don't want to do that kind of digestion. And then
Mm.
your body's like, man, what the fuck, working overtime. And then you wake up, you're all like cranky because your body's mad at you. Like, man, fucking idiot, drank fucking alcohol before I sleep. I don't know, man. I don't think it's a good idea. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and then you could tell, right? It there's like the what's the term? Asian glow, or like if white people drink they just turn like super red or pink. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Dude, actually, I want to see like a debate of like someone that's for and against drinking alcohol. Oh yeah, interesting debate.
Well, it would be like a one-sided debate because there's so much scientific evidence supporting that drinking is bad compared to drinking is good. You know, when people say like even if you have the drink in moderation is good for you, like that argument can be used for like almost anything, right? Smoking marijuana in you know, exercising in moderation is good for you. It's like everything in moderation could be good for you. But then there's so much evidence that alcohol is bad for you. And
Mm,
alcohol is something you don't want to mess with, kind of like caffeine, because they're drugs, right?
Yeah.
Easy to be addicted to it. It metabolizes in your body really fast because they're small, they're tiny, and they're precise.
mm.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where like if you get addicted to it, it destroys your life and your liver. And there's LIV in liver. LIV.
the the you'd be surprised how many people out there like yeah there's like solid evidence and stuff like that, but there's a lot of people who will debate it.
Yeah, I mean like flat Earth
Mm-hmm.
and what else is a funny thing to debate?
Oh, speaking of flat earth, have you guys heard of the donut theory?
Oh, that the Earth is a donut.
Yeah,
No, I haven't.
I was like
Enlighten us.
I was like, dude, this theory is much better than the flat earth. so so what they're saying is just like the the donut at the center of the earth, there's like a void or a hole, right? And then the donut if you go from top to bottom, you can't, right? Technically, you'll be just going around like the top part of the donut instead of going like the all the way around the donut. And the only way you could go all the way around is from the sides, right? And so whenever the people from space takes a picture of, or the satellites or whatever that takes a picture of the Earth, it's always the part that's connected already, and not the whole. Like they're spinning with the Earth, so they'll never be able to see the hole in the middle. I'm like, holy shit, this is much more what's it called? Like a meme. It's hilarious. But they go way into depth with this, and it's hilarious, dude. In a way, I guess it makes more sense than the flat Earth. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Like,
I
where
don't
do
know,
people
man.
come up with these things?
Cause like in physics, right? I think it's like the first physics we do is we actually estimate how like I think it's the circumference of the Earth, right? Using just the sun and like a bootleg sundial,
Yeah.
and then we can
Yeah.
calculate it. Like that's like basic physics, you know? Like everyone did that, and
Yeah.
it's really weird that people still believe it's flat, even though like you did that in school.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe they were like sleeping or skipping that class. I don't know. Like after reading all that, I guess they still think that it's wrong, or that's not the truth.
Like, everyone believes that, like, the sun is a sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wouldn't it be logical that all of these, like, astronomical bodies are designed in the same way to be one shape?
Well, wait. So the flat earthers, they think the sun is a sphere, but Earth is flat. Or do they say like the other planets, including the sun, is flat as well? I don't get their theory.
I don't know. I don't really get flat earthers, so.
It's just like a flat like solar system.
Well, hold up, though. So if the Earth is flat, do they believe that there's like another like 50% of the population that they'll never see on the other side, or just like you fall off or
Oh
something?
man, we gotta get a flat earther in this debate. Then again, it won't much be a debate because it's like they'll have like all these like I don't know statistics or like research or whatever. And even if we know it's wrong, we don't really have like I don't know. I'd just be like, I know you're wrong, but I can't back up my own self. It's like I'm not knowledgeable enough to be able to debate. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, that sucks. The thing is, I think there's a lot of times where people will say, "Okay, it's in the books. Everything is here, right in front of you. I'll give you the research and everything." And because it's all written down, that is what it is, you know? And I agree to most part, but there's some stuff where research and solidified evidence can't really solve.
I feel like when you argue with someone like a flat Earth theorist or someone that believes in like, oh man, I don't want to say. No, I'm not gonna say it. Okay, so like flat Earth. Okay, I was gonna say Scientology or whatever, but I feel like you have an argument based on different logic.
Mm.
So you're arguing based on like semantics, and you're having like a firm, I guess, argument just based on like words. and it is really weird. So yeah, like you said, you show them the evidence. You know, they're like, no, these could be lies or is a conspiracy, and then you can set up like a logical experiment. You know, help them like make the measurement of the angle, whatever, with their shadow.
Mm-hmm.
But if they
Yeah.
don't understand like the concept of like basic math, or they never took like physics, or they even think physics is a conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just really weird. It's like just don't argue with them, you know, it's a waste of time.
But the problem is if we're gonna have people like that, like just walking around and spreading the word, you're just gonna be like, we have to do something, right?
Yeah, like eventually you do, right? Because like society isn't just built on like trust. It's built on like the truth as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then are you guys familiar with fuck, what's her company's name? Theranos? You guys heard of Theranos?
Theranos? Nope.
Have you heard of
No.
Elizabeth Holmes?
Yeah, I heard of her.
Okay, so she's the CEO of Theranos.
Okay.
I think that's the company.
Mm-hmm.
So she basically like lied to everyone, right? That blood machine testing worked, but it didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and she got away with it for like I don't know, for a very long time.
Yeah.
And because like people trust her, right? And then she's able to like, you know, manipulate like her employees from telling the truth and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah.
eventually the truth comes out because you know that's like, oh man, I forgot the saying, but I'll come back to it. But I feel like you know you can't like lie forever. You know, the
That-
Yeah, I
truth will
mean,
eventually come out. So like if
that's
the Earth was flat, like eventually, like we will know the Earth is flat. But it's been so long, I feel like maybe the Earth is like a sphere is real, or it's not even like a sphere. It's like a weird ellipse thingy.
yeah, like a kind of squished egg.
I don't know, man. I think that it's mostly the people who I I'm pretty sure it started off as a meme, right? Where they're just like, oh yeah, it was just like make fun or just for the hell of it, but then people actually believed it, and that's how it started. That's my take of it. That's how I remember it, but
No, I believe it. Memes are dangerous because like anyone can start a meme and then it'll like hit like Facebook and the mass market and just like everyone's just like eventually you'll get some takers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's the problem we had, or the current problem we have with like our media right now.
Mm-hmm.
So someone would like write a fake article, right? And then
Yeah.
a news outlet would cite that fake article, and then another news outlet would cite that news outlet which cited the fake article, and then now you have like 10 news stations all having false information because they
Right.
thought it was credible from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so memes are dangerous.
And the problem right now is whoever started that first notification or the notice doesn't get blamed for it, right? Because it's how they interpreted. Like it could be like a double meaning, but they interpret it that way, and then they released that information out. So instead of that person being like held responsible, it's the the person that actually created that source, right? Because I believe they did that with wasn't it like Sasha or Sarah Cohen, like that fuck, I'm like blanked out right now, but it was pretty much like a they lied to the government or something like that for false information. I don't remember, but I don't know. It was like really big because of that. But yeah, that sucks because like we talked about last week, it's the media that goes so fast that the information, even if it's false, it just spreads real quick. Versus back then, it was just like a TV or radio, and it had to be like the right information, right? Because there was only like one. There wasn't a lot of these different like sources, I guess you could say. I don't know, man. Okay, yeah. There's one thing I want to talk about, which is recently there was this doctor that uh, what did he do? He researches about like the fat and the enzymes of people. So, and then he was saying that I forgot his name. Sorry, I'm sorry, but he was saying it's the brain with scientific research that he with evidence he says it's the brain that creates these enzymes in your body to like store fat and to burn off your calories. And this other person that he was debating was saying no, it's not from the brain that gives these cells the command, but it's actually like a different enzyme in your body that works and functions. And then so it was like a debate where it's like, what I'm trying to say is there's this debate where there's a guy that has solid evidence that it works, and yet there's another guy which is like a doctor or same degree and everything that says no, it's not. But the problem is he didn't have solidified like evidence to prove the other guy wrong. So I think, I mean, I'm not siding with either one of them. I'm more of the type that takes both of those debates and put them together. So I don't know. What would you guys think about like a person that has the evidence and they're sticking with it versus a person that doesn't have any evidence, but you know that they're like somewhat right as well? Like I feel like just because you have a solidified evidence in front of you doesn't mean that it's 100% true, because there's unlimited potentials. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I actually like that way of thinking. I mean, that's the problem we face with the medical field all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So evidence doesn't necessarily mean like you have the complete picture. You just
Okay.
have like a puzzle piece, right?
Yeah.
So there's still like room for the truth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes being in the field for so long, like if you've been a doctor for like 50 years, or you've been a biochemist or 60 years, you start to see like a certain pattern, and then you have like a weird kind of like a little hunch, or
Mm-hmm.
like you don't have the evidence, but like something isn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And in the medical field, like people have this problem all the time because it's really hard to get evidence, right? Because in order to get evidence, you have to be able to recreate the experiment, and in order to recreate something, it's very difficult, right? You have to have a control, you have to have the same everything, like the
Right.
same environment, same people, the same genetics. And when it comes to like people, it's very complicated, right? We're different genes, different environment. You don't know the full story
Mm-hmm.
of everyone's past and lifestyle, and people tend to lie when you ask them questions about their health.
Mm-hmm. The
Anyway, sorry. And back to your I guess your topic. Yeah, I believe you have a point there. I agree. And the enzyme that burns fat, by the way, I think it's called lipase. For people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So the thing about what the guy that doesn't have any evidence says is he doesn't approve the fact that the research that they do is just benching off of their old previous studies because it's real hard to be able to create the same type of experiment but like your own way from beginning. So what they did was they take like the old previous experiments and then they added on or like continued on with it, and he was saying that it's not the right way to be researching stuff. Like, yeah, you have these core like basic stuff that you needed to be there in the research, but you shouldn't be like solidly leaning back on these old researches.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to know where, especially when you're in a very, I guess, in a professional setting. You have a lot of pressure, and also I give credit to that guy
Mm-hmm.
because he's gonna face a lot of backlash from his peers.
Yeah.
Who are probably gonna think he's crazy. But that's why like I don't really hate people that believe in conspiracy theories, like flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of like that. I know like too much of that is bad, but we need some of that, right? Like
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
April Fools is one of the best days ever because everyone criticizes the news
Mm-hmm.
before, right? It's like oh, it's April Fools. Maybe it's not,
Yeah.
maybe the story is not real, and they kind of like dig a little bit. And I
Yeah.
feel like the flat earthers do that every day. It's like like every day is their April Fool.
Can you
But
imagine the like mental stress that you have to go through? You
Yeah,
have
so
to analyze everything.
so these guys have like crazy stress, right? They're obsessed with, like finding the truth
mm-hmm.
from the truth. So I guess it's a curse, I guess. But anyways, yeah, I give props to that guy. Do you know his name? People gonna like look him up or something.
Yeah. Shit, let me look it
Wait,
up real
which
quick.
one? The one with
The
evidence?
guy with yeah, which one? Which one
I
are
guess
you
both
talking
of
about?
them.
Hold on, give
So
me
you
a
said
sec.
there's two guys, right?
Yeah.
The Joe.
He was in Joe Rogan, by the way. It's uh, so okay. The guy with the research is Gary, Taubes, Taubes, and the guy that's saying no, that's false or whatever, without those theories or whatever, is Stephen Guy. What's it called? Guy Gainet, Guyenet. Wait. No. I just said it backwards. So Stefan is the one with the evidence. Gary is the one without. But he's criticizing that it's the wrong way of doing it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's free to criticize. They're both peers. They both have degrees.
I think it's good, like, to bench off your April's Fools thingy, that you're actually questioning everything and not believing it. I think that's like a good way of thinking. Obviously, yeah, it's gonna be stressful because you're not gonna be believing everything, right? But in terms of like science, I guess, or anything with like a different way of thinking, would be a good way to always be skeptical about it.
And I want to add like thinking like a scientist is not human me, right? It's not humane in a
Humane,
way
yeah,
if you think about it.
yeah.
It's really hard to
Yeah.
think like a scientist because
It's counterintuitive.
it's very counterintuitive. So I
Mhm.
feel like a lot of scientists, have that problem.
Yeah, and it's like they're smart only for one thing, and then the rest of the time, it's just like they don't know what to do. That's like a form of autism, right?
I mean, that's why
Are
you
we
have
going
to
there?
like spec for autism, right? You have to like spec for it because as long as you're human, you have that emotional
Mm-hmm.
attachment to it, and then you have this weird thing where you kind of have like a conscious,
Mm-hmm.
and like when people listen, like what the hell is that, right? Like what is your conscious? Like it tells you to do the right things, and like what the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really weird. Like you can't really prove it, and I think the problem with scientists is they have to take that human element out of themselves when they do real science.
Mm-hmm.
Like biology is really dark. Like every time I tell people like biology is depressing, like no one gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really hard for me to explain. Like it's really dark. There's no like hope or goodness that comes from learning bio, right? Because it's survival of the fittest, right? It has no moral grounds in it. And if you think like a biologist, you would think we're parasites. You would think the world doesn't need us. You would think like it doesn't matter, right? Because you,
Yeah.
you study things on like a million year scale,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like the dinosaurs was here before us. When we die, nothing we do would matter in a million years. If we pollute the Earth would probably just, it'll be here, but we won't, right? And when you constantly think about that, you kind of realize that, you're not really human when you think that. No?
Well,
And I feel
well,
like AI will probably have like, if they were AI scientists, they would probably think that way too. And they would make very good supervillains for a
well,
superhero movie.
there already is one. Right? Well, the most recent one is the Avengers one, right? With the Ultron or whatever. He thinks that like the humans are like worthless. What we do is just like chaos, and we like to resort to violence and stuff.
Yeah, and it's really easy to buy into stuff like that. Like you kind of have to agree, right? And that's
Yeah.
because we have like empathy. We even empathize with our own shittiness,
Mm-hmm.
which makes us human.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I can see the bad parts of me and I empathize with that. Like that's crazy. Like that's pretty amazing if you think about it. It's like not only can you think about your own brain, you can think about the bad shit you're doing, right? Like I don't know if does animals do that? Like
Nope.
maybe
No.
dolphins or elephants. But like a dog would just like, or a chicken would just, or a bird would just take a shit, on your head, and they don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I don't.
They don't feel anything.
Yeah, I don't. No. Yeah. I don't. I don't think any other animal does it. Right. Like even monkeys, even if they shit wherever. It,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's really hard because I have like a soft spot for like dolphins and fucking elephants because I feel like they're super intelligent. That maybe just be me.
Okay. All right. Well, to be fair, if they shit or ejaculate in the sea, I don't, there's no paper towel or anything. I don't think they'll swim back and be like, "Oh shit, man." Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. Shit. I forgot what I was gonna say. That's all right. So what? Oh yeah. What's the term for uh the study of the human for bio? Is it like a term for it?
Like the function or the
Like
structure?
yeah, the structure, the human structure.
Like
Like structure and
physiology
function is
or
physiology.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's just like you're just naming shit and knowing where everything is like anatomy.
Anatomy, yeah.
But that's still a part of biology, or you? Or...
Well,
Oh yeah,
biology is the study of two, right? Okay, biology is the study of life. So, so it's so broad, right? There's really shitty parts of biology, and there's really useful parts.
Yeah, yeah.
Like my favorite is microbiome.
Mm-hmm.
It's so useful. And then there's zoology, and then there's what's the naming one? Is it taxology?
Taxonomy.
Yeah, taxonomy. That one makes me want to kill myself, but someone has to do it. I understand.
What's it about?
It's you name shit. You know how like
Figuring out how to name the next animal.
yeah, yeah. So we're called Homo sapien.
Right.
That's our biological name. And then let's look up an animal. Give me an animal.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. All right, I got you. Okay. Yeah, that was my understanding. So I wasn't really sure if there was like a specific name for it, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Here's one. Like the killer whale, right? Is called Orcanis orca, right?
Orca,
And
yeah.
killer whales are actually dolphins,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
but they're called killer whales, right? So, yeah. And
There's
people
them.
are wondering, like, hey, why is that whale smart? Oh, it's a. Well, it's close to.
Maybe because at like a certain size,
No,
they
it's because like
evolve.
when we name stuff, we name it based on like random shit, right?
Yeah.
And
What
then
they
when
look like
scientists
mostly.
name stuff, they have like a certain, like, I guess, uh, grouping that they have to do, you know? And
Yeah. We look at the like specific features, like does it have a vertebra, invertebrate?
yeah.
That sucks. So let's just say you're working.
Is it killing whales? Oh shit, it is. Oh man.
So if you're doing like a dissection on like a certain creature, you have to go to the what was the name? Taxology person to name it, give it a name.
I mean, that's kind of cool, right? Like your job is to. But then, have you ever tried to like name stuff like your character or like your baby? If you have one, it's
Yeah,
really hard.
takes a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like naming medication. Like holy shit.
That's
They're
even
smart.
harder.
Yeah, I mean, and they're so brilliant. Like the stuff they come up with, it's like, oh, I can see that. It's really smart. Because they have to be easy to say, easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has to feel like it's gonna help you.
Actually, that's kind of why naming medications is even more difficult than naming animals because there's
Yeah.
like a marketing portion.
Yeah.
Why don't they just take like the first one or two letters of each what's it called? Ingredient or not ingredient, the molecule or whatever, the atom or whatever it's called, amino, something like that.
Well, they do that, but
Yeah.
that's the generic name. But then people don't know how to say the generic name. Like
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to say like acetaminophen. They just want to say Tylenol, you know? Or they don't want to say like okay, my favorite one is augmentin.
Mm-hmm.
It has the word like augment in it. So it's an antibiotic, right? That
Yeah.
they beefed it up. They made it like super strong and
Oh, that's
yeah.
why it's
So
called
they
that. Okay.
augment it, right? And they call it augmentin. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I learned stuff today. It's cool.
It's like, wow, we actually do something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know any other topics. What do you guys think about uh, like dating apps, the online dating apps and stuff?
I think they're pretty useful.
I mean, like, what about, right?
Okay, well, do you
Are they
think
good, bad? Like,
they before dating apps, or if there weren't any more dating apps, that will be more inclined to go out and meet people, or
yeah.
would the results still stay the same?
I mean, before dating apps, like, you pretty much had to date whoever was around you. Now you actually,
Could
have a big
select.
net. You have a selection now.
See, I think what the problem is, this is benching off of what Japan does, and obviously we're not Japan's, but there's this group, like blind date kind of thing, where you go, let's just say three guys and three girls, or one of each, sets it up so they both know each other, but the other two they bring is like totally like a blind date. So here's the thing: is when they meet, yeah, the guy might be ugly, but he has a chance to like become funny and be really interesting, talkative, and stuff like that. Versus these online apps, it's pretty much like, yeah, you gotta have that physical, uh, what's it called, like attraction, or have that attractiveness in order to have someone like or want to talk with you online. So in that term, I think it's like a disadvantage, or not really great to be having these kind of dating apps.
Yeah, I agree on that aspect because like what is attractiveness? There's so much things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you find their voice attractive or their ear or their eyebrow or it can be like weird things. Maybe their ankle. You can't see their ankle
Mm-hmm.
on like a picture. Or maybe the person taking the picture is not a good like photographer, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
in a bad lighting, it's not capturing their good side. Or maybe they have a really good smile. Or maybe they have like an intense look that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're warm or or maybe they do funny stuff. Maybe they can break dance. Maybe they can,
Right.
do yoga. Some like what is attractiveness is like so many things. And for you to like miss out on that, that is like the problem with not seeing someone face to face, right?
Yeah.
And then I like that you bring up Japan because
Mm-hmm.
Japan, I feel like they're like way ahead of us in terms of like social problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when people say like, oh, that's a first world problem, and we treat it as if we just say that as if it's not a real problem.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
other countries should actually treat first world problems seriously because it's like looking into the future and being able to see the problem, right?
Yeah.
So you can like start working on it. Like, oh, what's a good first world problem that you guys have that you think you have?
I guess. Damn, I don't. Uh, well, for me, I guess it's the thing where I have to actually go to school, or to be able to socialize or meet someone, because I'm always working. So it's like, because of the requirement to have to pay for this high amount of like rent and stuff like that, that I'm forced to work and lose more time for myself. So I don't know what that would be. That would be like the economy, I guess. For here, the economy is like getting more expensive, and it's blocking, or not really blocking, but kind of restricting my social life. that's, I guess that would be my problem, but I can't always blame it on that, you know.
Yeah, like man, okay, that was really serious. I was thinking of something
Oh, something
like something
Oh
meme.
shit.
oh,
Like no, that's good. That's good. Like my tea is under or my barista made my drink wrong,
Oh
or I
shit.
can't
Well,
find the remote controller.
let's go with that.
You know, like those are meme, right? And I don't want to talk about those. I want to talk about like your problem. They're more real, even though because first world problem is kind of like a slang now. It's kind of like a meme, right?
Oh,
You
I
know,
considered like the first world problem to be more in terms of like a serious problem.
yeah. Okay, that's good. So maybe the
yeah,
viewers don't see it like that, and I just wanted to make that point clear.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree with you. So a first world problem we have would be like we're using more dating apps and we're not um, taking the time to build more personal face-to-face, um, I guess, relationship.
right,
Yeah,
But then,
it's
but then,
social.
but
Yeah.
then it's because we have to trade that for efficiency, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just but because that's how humans are, right? If something has more pros than con, we'll gravitate to that. If we can cast our net more, right,
Mm-hmm.
and trade in these things that other person doesn't have, then we'll do it. And
Right.
that's why people have been doing that. And there's like all kinds of complications that Japan will know that we won't know for a while. And that's why I like um, studying Japan's social economic problems,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
right? Like they have decline in population. Like when people think of America, we think we're like really first world, and I think we already talked about this, right?
yeah,
It's only a certain part of America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you still have like that weird, you know, unknown zone in the middle where they run on dial-up still. So
I
they're probably not really doing online dating still. They're still like having those traditional, I'll trade you my cow for your daughter's hand in marriage, something like that.
yeah, yeah.
Like, they still have that going on, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a romantic in a kind of way, but yeah, they'll soon face like the problem we have, right? Like once those states starts developing,
Mm-hmm.
they'll have the
Right,
problem that like LA or New York,
I
have.
I think what the problem is that like people might not know. Maybe you guys agree with me or not, but it's that if the problem isn't severe and we don't have to solve it as of right now, like it's not life threatening right now, we kind of procrastinate and focus more on what's more important right now. Because like yeah, I would say yeah, the online dating or the being social is a problem more or now, but that's not the the main problem right now. Like right now we're like going what's it called, like going crazy with Trump and what he's doing, and all these other problems that we need to worry about versus the the other. I mean the like what I said, the social stuff.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense, right? It's like, why plant crops for the next 10 years, when you need to eat right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you have to face problems right now. But then, you have to it's kind of like, when you make money, you go to a job, like you don't know if you're going to live, right, tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like
right,
why should you save 20% of your income for like your retirement?
Right.
Right? So with that same logic, it's like why should you save 20% of your solutions for the solution for the future,
Right.
right? Because you have to, right, adjust for a catastrophe. So, that 20% is going to help you solve problems in the future. So you have to invest in problems of the future. Maybe not 100%, but like 80, right? And then you save,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to have some kind of like resources and energy saved up for that. So, I feel like even if people have problems with Trump, he's not going to be our president forever. Maybe you shouldn't spend 100% of your energy, trying to like get him out of office or no.
Yeah, but that's. I think in human nature, we're born with the fact that whatever's in front of us now, we're more invested or interested in it. Like if you're an infant, if there's a ball in front of you, you're gonna be more worried about the ball than what's around you, right? So I think it's just we're brought up that way to be able to not look at the other things. Like this might be no, I don't know. I don't know if I
No,
should
I
say
mean
this.
that's normal. That's normal. That's not just human nature, that's like animal nature. We're all bred to focus on one issue. Like that's just the how we are as animals and human beings.
Yeah,
That's how you survive in the wild and stuff.
I know, but in a way, I feel like that's what makes us special because we can see into the future. Like if you really think about it, like we have future sight, right? Like you can like close your eyes and imagine what's going to happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really good, you can do like 5 years or 10 years from now. And the fact that we have that, I feel like it's a really bad curse for us
Mm-hmm.
because we have to work for the rest of our lives, right? Like, why do you go to work? Because you know your bill is coming. How do you know? You can see the future, right? You know that bill is coming on the next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you extend that power a little, you can see that the global climate change is going to have a catastrophic effect, 100 years from now, something like that. And I feel like that's a heavy burden for us because we have that knowledge. So then we have to like work forever. So I feel like that makes us different from animals because
Mm-hmm.
animals don't really save food. I mean, some do, but not to like the extent that we do, right?
Yeah.
Like we plant crops, like we adjust for like forever, pretty much,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what cities are. Like buildings are meant to last pretty much forever. And if you didn't have that ability to see the future, you would be like, nah, I just need like a cave right now, right? Because you can't see that far. And the interesting fact about when we were kids and why we're so immature is because we have the ability to see but not see far.
Mm-hmm.
That's why younger kids, or like especially in their teens or early adulthood, they'll take more risk, right? Because they can't really see the future.
Right. They've only lived like 15 years. They don't. That's like the longest time to them.
But the thing is, it's weird because for parents, you would want your kids to be able to be more efficient with different stuff, right? That's why let's just say you'll give them piano lessons or violin and maybe do like one sport like karate or judo or whatever while they're young so that it becomes a better progression for their life, or they'll have that like investing for the kid for the later future. And that's, I think that's also a good thing. But I don't know, it's just like different from how like you're so focused on one thing versus you're trying to look past to the future, hoping that
Yeah,
your
because
investment could
yeah,
later
because
on
as a
boom.
kid, you have so much things to do, right? You have to fit in, you know? Like you have to get along with your peers, and that's a lot of energy and investment, right? If your peers thinks it's stupid for you to be, doing ballet or karate because it's like a meme self-defense, then you don't want to do that because that's it doesn't help your situation because you don't know how long you're going to live.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to live the best possible life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of kids don't like going to piano practice. They don't like going to karate because their world doesn't show that it's a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
If they go to karate and all the girls are like, all the girls like them, or all the dudes are like, yeah, you're cool, bro. Like they'll like that recital, or they'll like going to karate.
The positive
Yeah, it's
reinforcement to it.
positive,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but they don't really know that it's for like the future. It teaches you how to relax. It teaches you self-discipline, and probably the most important thing is that it teaches you to embrace kind of like your dark, violent nature.
Mm-hmm.
Because what martial arts is, in its essence, is that it's trying to tell you that you're a bad person and you're capable of hurting someone, but you don't do it. You have control, right? And that's like the essence of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like kids don't really see it that way. I mean, parents probably see it that way, but they can't articulate it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So then they'll just like, oh, it's good for you, you know? And that's that. And a lot of parents, they don't really want to explain things to their kids, not because like they don't want to, is because they can't, right? Like articulating yourself is very, very difficult. Have you guys ever like go to the doctor and try to like explain like what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's really hard. Now imagining something more complicated, like, you know, why music is so good for you, right? They have to read a lot of books, and back then they didn't have the internet. So it's hard for them to come up with explanations, right? But now they can learn and like give you a better answer. So I feel like kids are better nowadays because it's easier for your child and you to understand each other
Mm-hmm.
because there's just more information, and information, like, it really does change like situations. And I think back to
Yeah.
your your
So
whole
my first world problem thing. Wouldn't you say it's also an anecdote? Or you could pretty much put my whole explanation of my social problem as an anecdote, saying that's the reason why we have these dating apps for the people that don't have time. It's quick, efficient. You could always say it like that, but I feel, yeah, it is easier and fast, but I feel like it would just depend on me to be able to make enough time to go out and be more social, and then meet new people.
Yeah, and I feel like there's always more ways to improve. Like you'll have, I guess that's what makes life so interesting in a way. So like you solve one thing and then it creates like 10 more problems. And then you got to go solve 10 more problems, which creates 10 more problems. So there's
Mm-hmm.
never an ending thing for you to solve, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like even like an antidote, is not a cure for anything. It'll help certain situations, but it won't help everything, and it might even generate more problems.
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, I feel like, have you tried like because you say you have to go to school to meet new people, right? I don't think so. I feel like you can still try to find like a community that you might be interested in. You can meet people that way,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
right?
I've
Like
seen
if
people start climbing, doing a little like rock climbing thing. Maybe that's a little too expensive, but
Oh, don't trust me. I
there's
I have a
ideas.
membership already. I actually like rock climbing, but
yeah,
um, the problem is putting your hobby and something else like being social or those social groups and stuff. I think it's a little different for certain stuff. Like rock climbing, I like to do the solo stuff. I enjoy it. So I'm more there. I guess rock climbing is a bad example, but yeah, I'm pretty much there for my own sake. I'm not trying to like associate with anyone.
Mm.
I'm It's just like I want to be in my own world right now, trying to figure out how to get to the top of the whatever the rock or whatever it is.
well then that's difficult then, because if you have every hobby that you want to do yourself, like, oh, I go to the gym just for me, I go rock climbing just for me, I go eat just for me, you're not going to meet anyone because you have a presupposition that you're doing things for yourself, which is not a bad thing. But if you keep going into communities thinking it's just for me, it's you see how it doesn't work? Because when you do stuff
Yeah.
in the community, you're doing it for the community, right? That's why you want to meet people. Like I like rock climbing. I do it for me, but I like it and I want to do it with the community. I want to make it better. Like you should have that mindset going into whatever you want to do. Like if you want to play Pokemon Go, like there's a social aspect to that. Or if you want to play Magic the Gathering, like there's a social aspect. It's not really about you, right? Because you need someone to play with, and you
No,
should
yeah,
probably try
yeah.
to find. And rock climbing, you need someone to rock climb with you. Even if you think it's like an alone thing, try to find ways you can do it with someone else. Right? It's safer to climb with multiple people, right? Like maybe that's the thing. Or it's a good workout if you do it with a lot of people. You can help other people get fit, and have fun as much as you do. There's a lot of I think
No,
good.
I see your point. It's just there's just a certain things that I believe is more for like the stuff that's the social stuff, the community that you say, which is for me would be like school or like a place where there's like a lot of people trying to learn about some certain. I honestly, you could say that the same thing about rock climbing and everything, but it's just in my mind I have these certain categories where it's like, okay, if I go here, there's a community where I could associate with, and there's this other part that I want to like be like what's it, isolated and just focus on what I want to do.
Yeah, but I feel like it's harder to meet. I mean, it's easier to meet people at school, but it's harder to like build that connection with people at school. Like like people at school have different agendas, but people who go rock climbing have the agenda to rock climb, right?
Mm.
If you
Right.
go, okay, people in your chemistry class, they all have different agendas, right? One's there for financial aid money. The other guy wants to learn about chemistry, and the other person just wants to be a nurse or a pharmacist, and the other person doesn't know the hell why they're there, right? People have different agendas,
Right.
right? And you go to school, you're going to meet a shitload of people, different agendas, and there's going to be no common ground, and that actually isolates you. If you go to like our school, right? People are really hard to talk to because they don't have the same interests as you. But if you go to like a community place like rock climbing or like the gym is kind of a weird place too, but I'll throw it in there.
The
Like the gym, people have the intention to work out or something like that or better themselves mostly.
okay then
Or
what? Why is that
because
like going to the gym and
that's
like
why the gym is a bad example because it comes more like school. There's like that weird variability to it because like people go to the gym for multiple reasons, right? Like one for the memes, right? Two for like photos, and three to hook up with people, and then four to like work out, de-stress, or get bigger or get thinner, right? But rock climbing, you go there to rock climb. You go to Magic. What was that? Friday nights or something to play Magic. You
Yeah.
go to Pokemon Community Day to play Pokemon. Like it's easy to connect with people that way.
Right. You already have one thing in common.
Okay. Well, putting that in mind, yeah, I agree that what you're saying is true, but there's also different ways or other reasons why people would be in those places as well. Okay, so putting rock climbing for example, like what you said for the gym, you could
For the
say,
memes.
yeah, there's people that'll actually just climb like one or two steps or whatever, and then just take a picture and post it on Instagram and say, hey, look at me.
Yeah,
And then
but
there's
they're
also
still
people that,
climbing. Well, they're still rock climbing though.
well, you could say that it's the same for gym, can't you? Like they're there to work out, they're doing the same thing.
No, some people don't go there to work out. They just stand around and talk with sandals.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, but I'm saying that could be the same for rock climbing as well. They could just like
The
be
chances are
there.
very low, right? If you're gonna pay a high fee to just go there and take pictures, like gym it's affordable. It's like you can bring a friend in for
Mm-hmm.
free. It's a
Yeah,
free
that's true.
trial. There's a lot of them. It's easy to access. But a rock climbing gym, it's a hassle to get to for most people, right?
Right.
It's expensive, and all there is usually just the freaking rock climbing thing. With the gym, you have like variability, right? You have the treadmill, you have the room, the dance room, you have the sauna, you have basketball courts, tennis courts. There's variability to it. That's why I don't want it really to compare to the gym, because it's kind of like school.
I understand what you're saying, but I just can't agree.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to agree. But I'm just saying,
No,
might
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
I understand what you're trying to say. It's just yeah. Yeah. Okay. So someone in chat says he shouldn't. Wait, if he wants to do an activity on his own, then he shouldn't be forced to join a community. Okay, so I'm. It. It's not being forced. It's what they're trying to say is because of my, uh, like social problem, I guess you could say, like how I'm not meeting people, that I could open up when it comes to like those type of communities of like what we said, rock climbing. Instead of me thinking or having the mindset that I'm just there to climb, I could be more open and be like, hey, maybe I could say like, hey, can you help me out on this hold, or like, if you could support my rope or harness and stuff like that, like that's just an example, but that's what your guys are trying to say, right? So it's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
like
we're like trying to help you like meet people, not
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
like we're not. It's good intentions. It's not bad at all, right? It's like, oh, if Tim has an opportunity to meet someone, then he should do it. I mean, I'm not forcing him to do it, but I'm saying it might be a good idea, since like he's already there. He doesn't have to like go to school, because just based on you know like my experience, I feel like school is. It was just at my university. It's really hard to socialize with. I'm sure if you go to like a party, it'll be easier.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I know what this guy is also trying to say as well. It, like, well, I think the mindset of me and this person is the same. It's just that in terms of trying to be more social, I guess, or the to get rid of that, not get rid of it, but be more open when it comes to like the stuff that I do, the hobbies that I do, to be more like to meet new people. I guess I should just be more open, and then also yeah, I would say that there's more uh, places besides rock climbing gym that I can uh, join and socialize, and that's my way of thinking too. It's just that they're saying, well, why not just open up where you are? So yeah, I understand both uh, topics, but I'm stubborn, so when it comes to stuff that I like, unless I'm being approached to like give advice or something like that. Besides that, I'm just there for my own interest and sake. But yeah, I agree with both parties.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it's gonna be up to you. Well, all we
Right,
can do is just like show you the possibilities.
right.
yeah, in
And
the end,
also
you only know what's good for you.
and
No one else.
also the time too. It sucks. Yeah, since I work double the amount of everyone else. Literally.
Is that by choice?
mm, I guess
No, I hope so.
for the what's it called? For the future that I'm investing in.
Yeah, that's your decision.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're gonna end this podcast. Thank you, chat, or people who's watching now live, and there's also the people who's going to be listening on YouTube. Um, yeah, I'll see you guys next weekend. Thank you, Set and Tim, again for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Okay, see ya.
All right, everyone. Have a
Later.
good night. Good morning.